In this video, I'm going to be going over one of the most important things in Godot, and that is accessing nodes. Now, most of you probably know how to do this by now, but there's one technique I want to show you guys that a lot of people actually don't know about. And then I'm also going to discuss the performance and the pros and cons of using one method versus the other. So let's get right into it. So inside of my project here, I essentially have a label node, and I want to update the text of this label just to be the position of the mouse. So inside of my script, this is what it looks like. I'm just accessing the label and then setting the text equal to the string of my global mouse position. Now, a lot of you might actually think this is correct, and while the code does work, there is a very, very important flaw with it. So in the process function, this is going to run every single process frame of the game, and by calling this $sign and then the path to my label node, I'm essentially telling Godot to get access to this node, to find this node every single frame of the game. Now, this is obviously like super inefficient, and I do still see a lot of people doing it this way. So I want to show the easiest way you can fix this and improve the performance. And the way you would do that is, instead of getting the node every frame, just copy this over, and we're instead going to store it in an onReady variable. I'm just going to call this label, set the type to a label class type, and then set it equal to that get node path there. And then when I'm setting the text down here, I instead just set the text of my label reference, which is stored inside of the variable. And even though this seems like a really simple fix, this actually increases your performance by almost 10 times. I think it's like 8.8 times or something in one of the more recent builds of Godot. So it's definitely worth storing all of your nodes in variables. Now, there's one more method I want to cover that not a lot of people know about, and I think this one's super powerful, and I basically use it for like 90% of my nodes, and that is just switching this over to an export variable. So I'm going to show you why you'd want to do that. Typically, you will be renaming different nodes, moving things around. So let's say, for example, I wanted to rename this label to like position label, and then all of a sudden I need to go back into my code. So instead of getting label, I want to get the position label, right? And then if I have a ton of nodes, I'm going to need to be switching the paths around all the time, and that's super inconvenient. So the way we can fix that is, instead we switch this to an export variable, like I said, and then instead of setting it equal to getting the node, we simply define the type. So we have export var, the name of the variable, and then the type is a label. And this tells Godot that we can now assign a reference to a label node in the inspector panel. So if I save my script and then click on my game node with the script attached, I now have an exported variable, and I can click on the little assign button, and then it allows me to select my position label node. And now if I rename this position label, the path is going to basically persist. So I'm going to rename it back to label, and you can see that inside of my exported variable, the reference to the label node is still there, which means I don't need to change any of my code like I had to do with the onReady method. So we have the two methods. Which one is better? Which one should you use more? Which one has better performance? What are the pros and cons? First and foremost, it's good to understand how these variables are initialized. So if you have an onReady variable, like this one, this is going to be initialized when the node with the script attached and all of its children have been created. So when your scene tree is completely set up, typically this onReady variable gets set up and the reference can be assigned. Now, contrary to that, if you have an export variable, these ones are going to be created when the script is instanced. So as soon as this script is created, it already has the reference assigned to it. And that is because we're setting the reference in the editor, so it doesn't need to search through and get the reference. It already knows where it is. The second thing I want to discuss is flexibility. So obviously, if you have an onReady variable, it's going to be more flexible during runtime. You can access nodes that didn't exist in your base scene in the editor. So like if you create a node and then have an onReady variable reference it, it's a lot more flexible. Whereas an exported variable kind of needs to be assigned in the editor. So it's not as flexible during runtime, but it's so much more flexible for any nodes that you know are going to persist in the scene. Things like maybe UI elements or really integral components to your scenes. That would be a perfect place to use the export method, because you know those nodes are going to be there. So you just assign the reference and then you don't have to worry about anything else. And then the last thing is performance. So what I hear from a lot of people is onReady is a lot more performant. They think that getting a node only when you need it is more performant, maybe because you're saving on memory, I guess, but that's actually a huge myth. The reality is the export method is going to be way more performant, especially if you have a very large scene or a large number of nodes. The export method is definitely going to be way faster. OnReady is going to be a lot slower, and usually it's still safe to use. Like, I'm not saying you should only use this export method, but typically OnReady is just a bit slower. The real benefit is just, like I said, it's a bit more dynamic. So those are really the key takeaways for the pros and cons of these two different methods. But anyways, I hope this video did teach you something. If you do want to learn more about Godot, you can check out my channel. I have a ton of videos covering different Godot tips and tricks and also more advanced techniques. And if you want to support the channel, you can go ahead and subscribe to stay updated. And that does help out a ton because it's the most effective way to help the channel, and it's also free. So you might as well. Anyways though, links in the description for various things if you want to check those out. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.